Hello guys, welcome to WikiVox channel where the search for the truth begins. So today's topic, India strikes back, India-China border dispute. India and China have been involved in another border dispute. This time, many allege that India is the main cause of this issue. If this problem is caused by India, we can clearly say that India has a massive advantage over China. Let's discuss the details in this video. Let's get into the video. From the onset of this unblock everything of coronavirus, the India-China border dispute has reached its pinnacle in the minds of people. India states that China is trying to take over some regions in the border by entering into our territory. China declares that India is trying to capture their territory. Both these countries proclaim this issue based on LAC, line of actual control. They haven't declared the border yet, thus giving way to these border disputes. This is a significant issue that is between India and China. But on 15th June 2020, there was a massive dispute in Galwan Valley. Nearly 15 to 20 brave Indian soldiers were martyred. Indians asked for justice or retaliation. The Indian people were angry. China declared that members from their army got minor injuries with no deaths. But a few days ago, Chinese people released pictures of the tombstones of their military men dead in the skirmish. These pictures were released in the internet and it went viral. The Taiwan Times says that surely these pictures are authentic and these tombstones are for the dead Chinese soldiers from the Galwan Valley skirmish. China is misleading the whole world with its false news. Recently, Japan's Prime Minister declared that he would step down from his position as Prime Minister. This might affect several countries like India, Japan, Australia and America. But later, the Prime Minister announced he would withhold the position and would give the responsibility of the regime to some other authority by this September. The Prime Minister further added that there are any policy changes in his country. On 24th August 2020, General Bipin Rawat of India gave an important declaration. China is not expecting a peace resolution for this dispute. On 24th August, Indian General Bipin Rawat announced that there is a second option, which is a military option. Chinese army tried to enter the Indian territory and our Indian army stopped them in their tracks. The Chinese army was completely thrashed by the Indian army and this news got viral all over the internet. China's foreign minister was in France. France is an ally of India. France said that it would send military help to India to confront the Chinese threat. Chinese foreign minister visited France. The foreign minister says that China's aim is to get a friendly relationship with India. But India neglects and acts terribly with the Chinese army. The Chinese foreign minister conveys a message that China's intention is to have a friendly relationship with their neighboring countries. Later, the minister asserted that India is the main reason for the deaths of their soldiers and for the issues. India is deliberately causing border disputes. He also mentions that Indian troops should return to their border. During this time, India refused to participate in Russia's multinational Kavkaz defensive exercise, where more than 20 countries have assembled. India boldly said it would not take part in the joint military exercise. India mentions Corona as the first reason, but the real reason is Pakistan and China are part of the joint military exercise. There are three opinions. India not taking part in the military exercise created new issues, as it was thought that India is ready to oppose Russia. Another point of view is whether China needs assistance from France, and finally, will Japan turn against India for a battle? In this situation, India's army has given some important information to the media. They have confirmed China entered into our border and was thrashed by our Indian military. The Indian military also said that the important high strategic points are now under the control of India. What are these important strategic heights? First, let us get to know the circumstances of the battle. In hills, most probably the force that has occupied the top will always have the upper hand and an advantage. In our scenario, India has the advantage because they hold the position on the top of the hill. From this, they can control the banks of rivers and areas that are in the surrounding. How did the Indian force manage to take control of the hill and strategic points? How was it possible when the Chinese army was only 100 to 200 meters away? So the truth is out. The Indian troops have control. We know that our special mountain force had arrived in that place 1 month ago. Using the special mountain force, our army managed to outthink and outsmart the Chinese army and occupy the high vantage points. These points and regions now have the deployed Indian military forces. We have also installed surveillance cameras in the region. China will try to occupy Pangong Tso Lake. This is not a dispute for the Galwan Valley, but the dispute for Pangong Tso Lake. The lake is a very important strategic point. When the Chinese army retreated from the Galwan Valley, we have predicted that by October or November they will return to create another dispute. But India has tackled this situation and blocked the Chinese army. Before October and November, we have to stand against China firmly. During November, the American presidential election will be held. There would be a lot of political changes in Japan. India got the Rafale fighter jets from France, but China is trying to get France on their side. In response to that, India has also raised their opinion against China. Due to this, China has posed a threat to India in the websites of allied countries like Global Times, CCTV, DW.com, etc. From this, we can conclude that India is the one who had started this fire among China. Since our General Bipin Rawat had announced the military option, China is taking these actions. The Indian army was ready for the Chinese incursion into the Indian territory. They were ready and were waiting. The Chinese came and they were sent back. China played some games against every country, even with India. But now India has started to play the same game against China. The strategy of Sun Tzu is not for China, but for the whole world. Sun Tzu's deception of war. Now India is following the Sun Tzu method. When China landed the 5th generation J-20 fighter jets in the border, India immediately landed the Rafale fighter jets in the Ambala Air Base to withstand the J-20. Rafale is a war-tested jet fighter which can stand up against the J-20, but the Chinese J-20 is not tested in the battlefields. This turns out to be a massive disadvantage for the J-20 jets. But China has built surface-to-air missile systems in the Taiwan and Tibet region. They have also constructed helipads in many regions against India. China is engaged to act against India. If India fails to capitalize on this opportunity, we would be attacked by China once again. This issue could bring a lot of changes in world politics. Now is the time for India to take the fight to the enemy. So India is keeping a clear note of Japan's Prime Minister, France, Australia's contribution, the American presidential election, and finally Russia's current situation. India's future would depend upon these things, as this issue would continue for a few months. If America starts a war against China during November, then surely Donald Trump has high chances of being elected as the president once again. Then we can get to know the future of world politics based upon this news. In our next video, we can surely get to know the Neuralink of Elon Musk. This video doesn't end here, as this border dispute and the games played both by China and India with the role of someone like Jai Shankar, Ajit Doval will continue. Comments about this video are most welcome. Please do subscribe and share for more content to Wikivox, the voice of Tamil Pokisham. Please give a like to this video and please click on the notification icon. Nandri Vanakkam.